The wonderful world of Disney will not be seen this week, so that 41 News may present the following special program, Colors in the Sky. Brains.
And you got a PZ right there as well.
And Brawn. Experience.
Right now, we got to tilt the basket over.
And split-second decision. This is the world of the competitive balloon pilot, fighting weather and winds, and some 80 other pilots, all steering for the same goal, a target somewhere ahead, a target they can't see until they're high in the air. The prize? A share of $70,000 in prize money, and first place at this year's Team U.S. Nationals. The problem? The wind and the weather, and those other 80 pilots we mentioned. Hey, no pressure here.
Welcome, everyone, to the Team U.S. Nationals and Air Show in Battle Creek. I'm Pam Land.
And I'm Tim Malone. After a year of preparation, months of anticipation, and some windy weather, the premier event in the Cereal City finally got underway in grand style.
You're looking at this year's mass ascension. Over 100 balloons and pilots lifting off from W.K. Kellogg Airfield. Some of these pilots are here to compete, some are here for fun, and all of them ready to give the crowd a great show.
And we're set to give you a great show, so sit back and relax and enjoy this year's Colors in the Sky.
Colors in the Sky is brought to you by Skipper's Discount Outlet, Netlink, Bel Air Heating and Cooling, McDonald's, Foremost Insurance Group, and by Western Michigan Kendall Center.
Pam, it sounds simple enough. You launch your balloons, you fly to the target, and you drop your marker on the X, the way balloon competitions used to be held.
Oh, but my times have changed. Today, team competitions actually match their pilots into groups of 3. And of course, the tasks that they are given to perform are many and very complex.
And modern technology has found its way into this age-old sport. Global positioning satellites, state-of-the-art communications, and laptop computers, all used by today's competitive pilots.
We'll show you exactly what we mean when we take you behind the scenes at this year's Team U.S. Nationals.
One city for 1 week hosts the best balloon pilots anywhere. When it comes to competitive ballooning, Battle Creek is where it's at.
I guess you'd like to think of the national championship as a Super Bowl of the sport. There are many weekend ballooning events. They're not team events. This is the only team event that is flown in the United States. So this is the be-all and the end-all. This is it.
But before pilots gather over a target, they must first meet on the ground.
Steve Davis, Wes Dickerson, Lee Edwards.
It's roll call at the pilot's briefing, a ritual spectators never witness. It's here pilots get updates on the weather and teams are assigned tasks for the upcoming flight. And you can bet the tasks are going to be tough.
We don't just send everybody to the same target, you know, add up the scores for the three team members and that's the result. Each team member may be doing different tasks. They may not end up flying together, but it's interwoven so that they do have to coordinate with each other, and that's what makes it difficult, but I think it also is what makes it exciting and really interesting as far as the pilots are concerned.
It's going to be a long flight because of the speeds we're going.
It's the first day of competition, and Team 16 is planning their strategy. The team consists of Captain Derek Jones of Battle Creek, Mark Bendis of Holland, and Bob Hedges of Beverly Hills, Michigan. Although a balloon pilot for 4 years, Bob's the new kid on the block when it comes to competition.
But there's a lot of things to learn about competitive flying that you don't use in everyday flying. Because when I'm flying balloon rides for customers, it's a completely different type of flying. The goals are different. It's just go up, enjoy the scenery, have a nice flight. But there's no need to get to a particular target or to try and play the winds and steer a balloon. It's a completely different thing.
Team 16 is on the move, looking for the right launch site where winds will push their balloons toward the targets. Piebald's black helium-filled balloons let the team know which way the wind is blowing. And it's not unusual for teams to move 3 or 4 times before finding the right launch site. GPS, or global positioning satellite devices, help the team determine where they are and, more importantly, where they're going.
I only started flying 4 or 5 years ago, but even when I started then, the laptops and the GPSs were just getting there, and now it's a must-have to a lot of people.
Nearly 1 hour after leaving the briefing, Team 16 is ready to launch. Now the action really starts to heat up.
Can you call us in?
Okay. Hey, thank you, crew.
Don't be fooled by this peaceful scene. The anxiety is as high as the balloon.
Then we got to cross 2 more rows, and the next one's our target.
The first target, an intersection between the launch point and the airfield.
Oh, good girl.
To the novice, it might appear that pilots are at the mercy of the wind, but winds blow in different directions at different heights. More heat makes the balloon rise. Venting hot air from the top makes you drop. Using two-way radios, the team works to help Mark find a wind that will blow him closer to the target. But it's not to be. This is as close as he gets, at least this time.
Man, they got it beat out over here, Joe. I promise you they won't let us in unless you
have to bet your way in.
It's rush hour at the W.K. Kellogg Airport. After nearly 2 days of being stuck on the ground because of high winds, pilots are a bit eager to get back into the air.
Let's just regroup. Okay.
Captain Joe Hartzell leads Team 13. As a single pilot, Joe has consistently placed in the top 10. Tonight, he takes the number 2 position right behind teammate Steve Jones.
14.43.
Inside the chase vehicle, Joe's wife, Nancy, keeps tabs on her husband, helping him steer to the target.
Solid red balloon with black and white stripes coming over the target, and he's a little bit to the south.
The rush hour that was on the ground is now in the air as pilots maneuver their balloons towards the target. Not every pilot is this close to the mark. Joe Hartzell, unfortunately, is one of those pilots.
Oh man, he's got to drop his marker up here. So get the truck and drive this way and pick us up.
Hi, don't mind me. I'm an observer.
Thank you. Okay, we got it.
As observers and crews take measurements, the pilots start looking for a landing.
Well, I scored on both targets, but it was okay. It was a good flight, but it wasn't a great flight. Well, I'm happy with the second one. Could have been closer.
Nah, not much.
And remember Mark Van Dis from Holland? His flight tonight was much better.
About maybe 15 feet at the target. Yeah, it's very exciting, yeah. The crowd roars when you come across the field, you know? And it made it even more gratifying. I forgot my GPS tonight. I was sitting on the dash of the van. Everybody, I'd say probably 99% of the pilots fly with GPS now. Old-fashioned, yeah, see the pants type stuff, so.
So who was the winner at this year's Team U.S. National? To find out, we attended the annual awards banquet in downtown Battle Creek. The first place team is Team 22, comprised of John Petrin, Lucas Hartzell, and Paul Petrin.
Man, it's been spectacular. We were near the lead all week long, and on the last day we kind of slipped into first place, almost by default, but we'll take it any way we can get it.
Congratulations to all the pilots and their crews who gave us such an exciting and memorable championship.
I wish that I could fly into the sky.